The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode.
It's the summer of 93 at 30.
All right, hello. It's time to close another week here on the Brandon Peters Show with another Summer of 93 at 30 music video series entry. And we have today one of maybe the most monumental guest appearances on the show, at least for me, that is from Out Now with Aaron and
Hey, boom, 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 boom.
it's Abe Moua. Hello. Like
Brandon
wow.
Peters.
It's always Aaron. It's always Aaron.
This is true. Yeah.
And I always say Aaron, and then I'll put Aaron parentheses and Abe, but today it's parentheses Aaron and Abe. Abe
What
is
can
here.
I say? It's a monumental occasion. Thank you so much for the invite. Longtime listener, first time caller. I'm excited to be here. I don't know what we're talking about, but I've got a lot to say.
Right. So yeah, well, so tell people a little bit about you.
Yeah,
your side of the Out Now with Aaron and Abe.
absolutely.
The Abe side.
The Abe side of things. The Abe
Yes.
side of things is definitely the goofier side of things. Aaron will definitely keep us. Oh, look, there's a guest appearance right
we
now.
have a cat. Yes.
Oh,
She
okay, all
comes
right,
around.
yeah, fantastic. Yeah, that's your Baba Booey.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just hang up on people. I get it.
Yes.
The Abe side of Aaron and Abe, I am definitely the goofier side where I've got some, some tangents and non sequiturs on the show. You've been on there where I'm just like making up like, oh yeah, this reminds me of XYZ, and I'll just blurt it out loud. Aaron's really good about keeping us on track. He's also got tons of movie knowledge. My movie knowledge, much more recent and current. I'd probably say like 80s and beyond. Like I know that you're also a huge movie buff.
Yep.
I think that you kind of go back even like way back when, like the 40s, 50s, probably.
And beyond, yes.
And beyond, yeah. Maybe even like the 1890s.
Silence only, that's what.
Silence only. Okay, so artists and then afterward. Got it.
Yes.
2012.
Paintings and silent films. That's where I go.
But yeah, we've been doing the show for 11 years now. We started with Battle LA with our friend of the show. What is his face? What is Harvey Dent's name? Aaron Eckhart. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. But doing it now, we have a ton of episodes which you've been on.
Mm-hmm.
We have like tons of spin-offs, tons of bonuses, what have you, including the regular show, and we just do for fun, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I've enjoyed. That's my podcast origins is Out Now with Aaron and Abe. So
you were already blogging prior to that.
I was blogging, but podcasting. My first one was a commentary for From Russia with Love, and
Boom.
I think I've been on every commentary since that.
I think you've been on 98% of them, and I've been on like 1% of them. So.
It's always a nice surprise. It's always good.
Also, you've known friend of the show Scott Mendelson for like way longer before he was like the rap Scott Mendelson.
Right. I knew him when he was
Mendelssohn's Memos.
What was it? Well, before that,
he had something before that.
Yeah, he was writing for some place in the valley. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't know.
Crap.
We'll call it the Hill Valley Sun Times.
Yeah, the Mendelssohn's Memos was way later. So.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right.
Valley Scene magazine. That's what it was.
Wow. All right.
Valley Scene magazine.
Even I didn't know this.
And he was an extra in things, including Entourage. So.
No idea. I've never seen that show.
Yeah, I haven't either. But
okay. I was like, do you know which episode he's on?
I know he played a waiter on an episode. And he served Jeremy Piven. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. As long as he didn't get like a martini splash in his face.
Right. It's Piven. He might have.
Exactly. Yeah, for real too.
Yeah, it's a bombshell. I think Aaron just found that out recently. He's like, "What?" I was like,
"No idea either." I'm gonna go look it up right after this show.
Scott doesn't realize some of the things he does are deemed interesting to people, so it's always funny. I have to bring him up. So.
He's so prim and proper now,
So yes. So anyway, doing the summer '93. What do you have memories of '93? You were younger.
Of course, I have memories of '93.
Right.
I was 8 years old.
Oh right, yeah.
In 3rd grade, probably moving. Well, these songs that we're going to be talking about. Do you remember what time of the year they came out?
Yeah.
Fall.
They were mostly they were in the summer was when they were
Summer,
charting,
okay.
so they released at least in the summer or in the spring, and were
Got it.
working their
Okay.
way up.
So if that's the case, then I'm finishing third grade,
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Berenstein's class at Lincoln L.
The bear?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we often made this connection, but she denied it. So,
Gotcha.
and
That's
I
like
don't
the
know.
perfect age to be like, oh god, they won't stop telling me about those bears.
Yeah, that mother, like that long nightgown with the flowers on it, and that shower cap hat.
Yes.
But summer of '93, I would have been graduating to fourth grade.
There you go.
But in terms of 1993, this is probably the start of some more movie going, because this is also the summer that Jurassic Park comes out.
Yep.
And I remember watching that with my siblings. We went to a theater at the hometown, and that was a great experience. But music wise, I don't remember any of these songs. I do know who Mariah Carey was at the time.
Yeah.
Are we doing that
Well,
one?
no, we're doing UB40.
Oh, we're doing UB40.
Yep.
Okay. So let me, if you want to scrub that, feel free. No, UB40, I have heard this song, but I didn't know the artist, and I also got them confused a lot with Big Mountain, because the Big Mountain song comes out, I think, like a year later.
Yeah.
With Baby I Love Your Way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see that easily. Yes.
Yeah, so I used to get it mixed up, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, oh wow, these bands from LA are just really incredible at like doing reggae pop. And little did I know that UB40 is not a band from LA, and they are they're from England, I guess. And I didn't really know their song at all, except for, or any of their other songs except for this one. So it did play on the radio a ton. And honestly, like, just being a kid, I'm just like, oh, this is a catchy tune. But this is also the first time I've been introduced to this song, because I didn't know that it was an Elvis song prior to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
I've never heard the Elvis version of this, and I just listened to this one first. And yeah, it's a little bit of me in 93.
Awesome. So the movies this week from Monday. So I've been asking everybody what they thought of the movie. So if you have any quick hits on these, just say. We talked about In the Line of Fire.
Great cover. I used to see it all the time at the video rental store with Clint Eastwood just jogging along on the with the car.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay.
And the last time I did watch it was like maybe like 10, 12 years ago.
Okay. Awesome stuff. Dennis the Menace.
Watched this with my cousin because we were big Dennis the Menace heads. I often think about eating chili with a key in it just for, shits and giggles. Not a great movie, but Walter Matthau, I guess he's doing the best he can.
What about Switchblade Sam? Are you haunted by him still?
No. Okay. I guess I've either repressed him so heavily that I don't even remember.
Oh my gosh, we have on the Monday episode, we have a long talk about Switchblade Sam, Christopher Lloyd's weird vagabond character that feels like he came from some other movie into
Chris
Dennis
Lloyd.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Great name too. Great alliteration on the name.
Summer Switchblade. And then lastly, we talked Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I don't remember Weekend at Bernie's 2. I remember Weekend at Bernie's, but I've seen only the edited for TV version of it. Back when they used to play them pretty regularly on Saturday afternoons, or even like late evenings. I think this would be more of a Saturday afternoon type movie, not a feature at night. But the only connection I have to Weekend at Bernie's / Weekend at Bernie's 2 is that sometimes when I get a little bit too drunk, I'll just put a hoodie on, and people will be like, look, there's Abe being Weekend at Bernie's, because I'll just put on sunglasses and I'll just be like, oh,
there you go.
I'm out of this, I gotta go take a nap or something.
I get it.
That's my connection.
It's not a good movie at all. It's barely a movie.
Is Andrew McCarthy in that second one too?
Him and Jonathan Silverman are back. Okay. What's her name that I like from she's in The Last Starfighter and Night of the Comet. What's her name? Mary
Elizabeth Winstead's mom.
No.
Okay.
Close. I think she's got 3 names, but she did not get asked
Mary
back.
something Master Mateo?
Oh my gosh, now it's
now we're gonna have to look this up. Last Starfighter.
Mary Stewart. Catherine Mary Stewart. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Catherine Mary Stewart. Yeah, so she was I did a convention with her many years ago.
Nice.
But yeah, so yeah, like that's just not a good movie. But
Got it.
anyway, so moving on here. UB40's cover of Elvis Presley's "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You" was made popular by the motion picture soundtrack to Sliver, and later found on their album Promises and Lies. They were like released a month apart. The soundtrack peaked at number 23 in the Hot 100 and went gold. Promises and Lies went number 1 in the UK and number 6 in the US,
Ooh.
going platinum. The song itself reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks and was the band's final top 10 hit. So you mentioned not knowing any of their other songs. You haven't heard Red Red Wine?
I
Like
have heard of Red
Red,
Wine.
which
Yes.
oddly enough, cover of a Neil Diamond song. So
look at these cover
their
artists.
most known songs are the covers. Just like Sixpence None the Richer. I believe both their big hit songs were "Kiss Me" and
That's a cover?
Yeah.
I had no idea, because that's one of my favorite one-hit wonder bands.
Yeah.
The songs that I still listen to is like "Kiss Me" from Sixpence None the Richer.
They had that and "There She Goes." That was a cover
There
of
She
that
Goes.
one.
I remember that
There
one.
she goes.
Yeah, but Sixpence was like 1997. She's all that territory.
Yes,
like,
yes.
This is how high school's gonna be, man. But yeah, high school is not that way.
Right. So yeah, that they were
Red Wine I've heard of for sure.
Yes.
But I also didn't know I didn't know that was a cover either. But yeah, good job for UB40 for being YouTubers before YouTube hit.
Right.
Making smash
true.
records. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, nobody would care. So
Yeah.
what do you think? So you already said the song that you didn't know it was Elvis before.
Yeah.
I think I was more familiar with this one before I was the Elvis one. Like I think I knew it was an Elvis song, but this one was in my brain a bit more, and the song was like everywhere in '93.
Right.
With it.
You also mentioned that it's for a movie called Sliver.
Yeah, it's just Sharon Stone movie. Well, did you know that or
no?
So the music video, you're like, why is Sharon Stone and Billy Baldwin and Tom Berenger in this?
Yeah, because
so
I was like,
yeah,
because you sent the link to the video. Thank you very much. And I'm watching this music video, and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. They've got these big stars doing this music video for them. And then I'm like, no, wait, this is definitely clips from a movie. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. It must be this love story between Billy Baldwin and Sharon Stone in 1993. I finished the music video. I'm like, this is a really nice upbeat song for this. It's a nice romantic comedy. Go check out the Sliver trailer. Completely opposite. It's a drama thriller. And I'm like, how does this song factor into this movie? Can you tell me?
It's just,
Is it in the movie?
The credits maybe. I don't remember it playing. It's kind of a dullard movie. It's very much her cashing in her Basic Instinct check for another type of movie, but Billy Baldwin plays this guy who's like messed up. They live in this apartment, and he's got this like master control room where he has all these security cameras everywhere.
Okay, I thought it might have been
but she knows it. She knows this though.
Yeah,
like he shows it to her, and he's a bit weird. And then Tom Berenger's this guy who's this author that's obsessed with her or something like that. And then he gets there's murders that have happened in this apartment building, and it's like it's probably Billy Baldwin. It's probably Billy Baldwin. Yeah. And then like Tom Berenger's like, oh no, and there's like this moment where like because Tom Berenger gets obsessed and he's like goes nuts, but then like she ends up shooting Tom Berenger. It's like, oh, it's all over, but it's like, oh no, it was Billy Baldwin, and he's got mommy issues, and he like sleeps with women and kills them that remind him of his mom. So
yeah, that sounds like a great song for this to be a part of, for sure. Can't help falling in love with you, right?
Right.
So,
yes. Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of weird that's hilarious that you. Because like the video is told through his camera watching, like this music video looks like the TVs and monitors, so that's why the aesthetic is blue or blue-gray looking, black and white. Where they try to insert the UB40 singer into the storyline a bit.
It's very. I could see that hey, let's use the set, because a lot of music videos have done that in the past too. They still have the set. You can come on.
I think there is some original footage in this because they they would do that with videos like, hey Sharon, you gotta stay and shoot some stuff for a music video we're
Right.
doing. But like
Yeah.
I think there was some original footage here that wasn't in the movie that
Got it.
may have been
Okay.
shot for this, but there was clips from the movie and stuff.
Yeah, because imagine my surprise when the tone is very different. And again, I couldn't really put it together unless it was, how movies will sometimes have a pop track when
Mhm.
when somebody's on the gym, or when they're doing some sort of montage. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, this will make the soundtrack.
Right.
And so it's like, if this is not actually in the movie,
I think it's in the credits, like
good
in
choice. Yeah.
credits. Yeah, I think that's where it's
Good job
at.
by UB40
Or
getting
it's
this
or
done.
there's a party scene in the movie where she has because she just moves in because the other person died that was previous. Um, and I think it maybe is playing like on the stereo in there, but it's not
Okay.
like forced. It's like, oh, that's a UB40 song, and then
Yeah. And you're just
that's
like,
I
oh.
think that's what happened.
By the way, that line, I haven't seen the movie Sliver, but watching the trailer, there's
Mhm.
a part in it where she's talking to a tenant or something like that, and he brings up the previous tenant and how that person died in the apartment or something.
Yeah,
And I was
was
like, these things should be disclosed to you before you move in.
she's thrown off the building because I had a complaint that like all these movies that were rated R hardcore and like she like hits stuff on the way down and then you don't see her go splat.
Oof.
I'm like, this is rated R. Show a splat.
Yeah,
Like, but
it's rated R for sexuality, Brandon.
yeah,
Yeah.
sensual
Oh,
situations and sexual. No,
sensuality.
you get to see her boobs. That was the Sharon
There you
Stone thing
go.
back then. It was like, oh, that's a woman. She shows her boobs in movies.
That's what you mean by the cash in of Basic Instinct stuff,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
three of us panned it. We were both like, I found some interesting giallo like stuff in it in the first act that I thought was interesting, but then it's just kind of like, eh,
Got
boring
it.
for a bit. But
Yeah.
it's funny because the other, one of the other movies that opened the same weekend as it was Hot Shots Part 2, which
Oh,
actually parodies Basic Instinct in that movie, which I'm like, that's odd that that movie opens the same weekend as her next movie. Like they're like you're seeing Sharon Stone stuff in two different movies going on. One's parodying it, but like it's just like that's odd.
definitely one of the hottest members of Mensa. So,
For sure. So the video is directed by Neil Abramson.
okay. My
Who,
cousin.
yes, who done music videos for Belinda Carlisle, Enigma, which there was an
Enigma.
Enigma music video for the soundtrack. He did that as well.
Okay.
Um, and Fleetwood Mac, Dwight Yoakam, the Neville Brothers, and PM Dawn.
Wow.
The movie major release movie that he directed was The Ringmaster, the Jerry Springer movie.
Not a great showcase for him then,
No,
but he's
but
definitely
that's
worked with a lot of genres.
yes,
Yeah,
but
Dwight Yoakam from the Central Valley, such
yep,
same as me, and
okay,
he's done like Enigma stuff. I have some older siblings, and they would have CDs that they would bring home
okay.
from college, so I definitely have heard those Enigma songs, and I've definitely heard a ton. I mean, some of those other bands you mentioned, I haven't heard of, but
Belinda Carlisle, she was one of the Go-Go's
oh, I saw
when she
your
went
Go-Go
solo.
episode. Yeah,
Yes, so she's one of those.
yeah.
She's one of
Definitely
the.
heard of Fleetwood Mac. But yeah. So not a great showcase if he's just like,
And it
hey, I'm
was
gonna
late
shoot
for
real quick.
Fleetwood Mac. It's not any. I don't think it was any memorable Fleetwood Mac singles.
Not the
No,
greatest hits ones. Got it.
no. It was the late '80s, early '90s, pre the dance. Fleetwood
Free the
Mac.
dance.
Yes. So yeah. But yeah, this one. Yeah, it's one of those clips from the movie thing. But they try to. They at least did something interesting with the UB40 enough, and it was all worth it because you didn't know Sliver, you didn't know it's from a movie, then you thought it would be a different type of movie. That's good.
100%.
That's
Yeah.
great. Now you
And
don't need to see Sliver.
I was like,
Really.
say, I still am thinking that I'm gonna associate it with this romantic comedy rather
There you
than
go.
this
Yes.
thriller drama, sensual thriller type movie.
I
So,
dig it. I've
yeah.
oh, okay.
Wait,
That's
was your
good.
exposure to it? You said that you had heard of the Presley song, but then you kind of keep it, or you've heard this one more often.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I had heard this first, then went and found like I think VH1 did something. They showed the Presley song or something.
VH1.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
VH1.
yeah.
And that's when I saw the Presley song. I was like, oh, okay. And
Okay.
then yeah, like because I wasn't very like I knew of Elvis, but like my parents didn't listen to Elvis. They weren't
Right,
like it wasn't
right.
like a heavy I wasn't Elvis or Beatles heavy. I had to like seek out them on my own. Both of those
Yeah.
groups. My parents weren't there. I don't know what my parents were into too much. They weren't very
Probably the
music
Indiana
people, but-
Pacers.
Yeah.
So
True. But with Bobby Knight, IU Hoosiers. That's right.
Well, watch
Back
out,
then-
you might get a
back
chair
then.
thrown at you.
Yep. Yep. They all graduated, didn't they? Who cares?
Bobby
Yeah.
Knight.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby. So yeah. But that'll do it for this one. Abe, thank you. You're part of Summer '93 at 30. Appreciate it. You'll be back much later in the series, so stay tuned towards the end for your return. But until then, where can people keep up with you and find you around the way?
Check out the podcast, Out Now with Aaron and Abe. We're on the internet all over the place. Check out our Instagram, our Twitter, Out Now _podcast, Out Now podcast. And check me out. I'm over on Instagram and Twitter as well, Walrus Moose.
All right.
Hashtag thanks, Brandon.
Oh, hashtag you're welcome. And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Brandon4KUHD, written work at whysobblue.com. On Monday, Aaron, Scott, and I have a look at Hocus Pocus, Free Willy, Benefit of a Doubt, and The Wedding Banquet. As the Summer of '93 at 30 continues.
It's the summer of '93 at 30.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios, and no infringement is intended. The Summer of and News themes by Pres Maxson. Additional information on this and other episodes at thebrandonpetershow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at thebrandonpetershow.com. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.